All right, guys, today we got a special guest that many of you may not know. He's been around hip-hop royalty. Smooth, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let the people know who you are?
SmoothTheEngineer, co-owner of Pirate Recordings, one of the major studios that was on the Lower East Side and Midtown Manhattan in the 90s. Worked with a lot of different artists in the game. I'm a producer as well, head engineer. Here we are.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. You're from the Lower East Side or you're from the Bronx?
I lived in just about every borough except for Queens. So I'm basically like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm from all over.
So you got to like be really well-rounded because you got to experience like everywhere pretty much.
Yeah. I lived out of town for a few years prior to getting to New York. I was in Baltimore, VA, came to New York, and I was a Governor's Island boy. A lot of people don't know about Governor's Island, but I was one of those cats.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
So do you feel like because you was moving around so much that you never really got settled, or like you actually liked that?
At first I didn't like it because I was young and I wanted to be settled. You get a group of friends, and about 2 or 3 years after you move on, you got to start all over again. So it was a challenge, but it was something that made me more well-rounded, you know? It gave me an opportunity to meet different people and live different lifestyles.
But, and you're black, right? Because I know a lot of people confuse you for being Latino.
All the time. I'm not mad at it. It happens all the time, though. I get it all the time. You know, they speak to me in Spanish. I try to kick it back a little here and there, but yeah, I'm a black man, you know.
What was that like for you growing up?
Man, it was crazy. I had friends that would come to my house, eat dinner, be there with my moms, my whole family, and still go back to school thinking I was Puerto Rican. I'm like, it ain't no offense, but you sat down and broke bread. We ain't have no Spanish food. We ain't speak a lick of Spanish, but hey, they always thought that's what I was. So until I told them, like, yo, you know, after years of knowing me, you know, I'm black, bro. Word. Oh, shit, I didn't know. Crazy.
After years, that's crazy.
Yeah, with some people, yeah.
So what would you say was your favorite borough to live in?
To be honest, the BX. The BX.
And why is that?
The BX was like home, man. It was a lot of family orientated, like, situations that happened in the BX.
The culture?
The culture was just knowing, like, I was like in arm's reach of where hip hop began. That was one thing, one part about it. And then the people just treated me not like no other borough didn't, but the BX just gave me a lot of love, man. And I love being there. Like, I miss it. And a lot of people talk trash about the BX. They think it's one of these grimy, hard, you know, body boroughs. It is. But if you get in where you fit in, it's a nice place to be.
There's a certain energy that you feel, though, when you're there.
Yes, this is true.
You know what I mean?
And like I said, the camaraderie was dope. Like, you could go to the basketball court, running to so-and-so. Next thing you know, they having a tournament. You in the mix of that. Then you on the block. You meeting this person, that person, forging relationships. I built a lot of relationships when I was in the Bronx. I mean, I do everywhere I go. I'm like, you know, like I said, I'm all city. But the BX was like a place that I really like call home. And I was there for like 9 years. So that was like not the longest place I stayed. I mean, I'm in Brooklyn now. I've been here longer than anywhere. Been here for like 12. So, but I moved around. Staten Island,
right.
Governor's Island, Harlem, the Bronx, Brooklyn. Like I said, I touched every borough but Queens.
You know, what's so amazing about that, though, is like, because then while you're listening to hip hop, especially New York hip hop, of course, it's like the words that you're hearing off of the track, you can visualize it a lot better because you've lived at all these different places.
Yeah.
Like, you know more of like the energy and the feeling that they're talking about in the records.
Yeah, you touch bases completely on that. Yeah, like living in Staten Island is like now, you know, you're seeing, I'm going to Park Hill, hanging out with people. I was in, you know, Berry Homes. I'm over Mariners Harbor, you know, all these different places. And then you get a feel for what the music is speaking for on the island. Then you go to the Bronx. I'm 5 minutes away from Bronx River. I'm 5 minutes away from Bronxdale Projects. This is right where everything started. So I'm living it up with cats that been there forever, telling me stories I never would know, and being on blocks that history has been made. Same thing in Brooklyn. You in East New York, Bed-Stuy speaks for itself. So just being all over definitely gave me a feel for the energy in each person's music that came from those areas.
So if you had to describe the people from each borough, like this is what Brooklyn dudes is like, this is what Brooklyn girls is like, you know what I mean? Each borough, how would you describe that?
Oh man, I don't want to downplay nothing, because yeah, I don't want to make nobody feel bad or nothing, or put nobody else on the pedestal. But yeah, the BX can be hard body. Females can be hard body. They come off with a totally different aura. They ready for war.
A little more aggressive?
A little bit more assertive, I should say. Yeah, we can use that word. And Brooklyn,
they willing to fight just like the dudes is.
Yeah, they ready. They ready. They ready. They down with you, arm in arm. And I mean, the Lower East Side had a lot of characters like that too. I mean, I got family on the Lower East Side that to this day, unbreakable, friendships. And there's a lot of people that on the low is different. It's about getting money, being flashy, getting in where you fit in. Like in Brooklyn, it's more about getting money and all that, but they cut your throat in a second if they had to, but they're going to be brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? So it's different in every place. And in Staten Island, that's just like a borough where everybody just different in different areas. It's just different, bro. It ain't like any
melting
other borough.
Pot?
What's that?
It's kind of like a melting pot.
Yeah, but it's the lost borough in a sense. Even though Wu put Staten Island on the map, it's still a borough that a lot of people don't know a lot about. They don't travel to the neighborhoods. If they do, they just getting off the ferry, looking around, doing whatever. It's a lot going on out there. I used to run with Don Pacino and Killer Army, and they got a lot going on. Prior to that, I had my man Shicey from Park Hill. So I would be like, you coming off of fire escapes going inside the apartment in the U building because they done broke down the door from the outside and they can't get in and out from the regular door. So, it's different, man. Different boroughs is different things. But I enjoy, being able to be a part of like the New York life. It's beautiful.
Right. So why did you never go live in Queens?
I don't know, Ma. I just never, I got friends in Queens that I go hang out and chill with, but just never got settled. Queens is kind of crazy, to understand the addresses alone. Like you on 107th Ave and 95th Street, you can throw me in the middle of some places in Queens, I can't find my way out. I know everywhere, every other borough is easy to maneuver. It's different in Queens. For real.
Queens get the money.
Yeah. I guess, maybe I'll end up there. Who knows?
Right.